Hey beauties, it's Riri. Today's video I'm diving into my current foundation routine, probably my favorite foundation combination I've ever done, more specifically for summer. This is sweat-proof, waterproof, bulletproof, and plenty of sunscreen for those of you who actually care, like your girl does. First up, I'm going to dive into my Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. As you can see, it is almost gone. I did receive this in PR, but it is something I would highly recommend and I would use again. I am actually going to get really close here. Let me pull my phone up some, y'all. And I just want to do one side versus the other with this. This is a blurring primer that I feel like actually blurs and actually does something, you guys. So if you are somebody like myself that you do have very large pores, you know, a lot of texture, things like that, I personally think it's beautiful. I will say that the Dermatology one that I also love does pretty much the same thing. I love it just as equally. And then the Revolution one that I recently tried, that also does a really good job. But for me personally, hopefully you guys are seeing it. I see it in my big mirror that's right here in front of me. Let me get that little flake off. I see a vast improvement in my skin as far as the texture and the pores go. But there's something about how lightweight this also is on the skin that makes a big difference for me. So I'm gonna put this side, and I don't put this all over. I really do just kind of focus on like right here and in this section of my complexion. But it's quite thin, quite lightweight. It sets down and kind of blurs and mattifies as it kind of sets on the skin. Like I love this primer so much, you guys. I'm gonna let this dry for just a quick second. I hope everybody is well. I was filming a different video for my second tier channel members, so this eye look is not completely done. But I love the look, and it's from the Enzy Rain Happy Go Lucky palette that I got in an ice cream beauty box. I love this palette, you guys. I think it is incredibly beautiful. All right, next up, hopefully we're dry enough. I've kind of sneaked this and kind of mentioned this quite a few times already. This foundation combination, you guys, I don't ever say you need something or I'm obsessed or I hate all those terms, but if you are looking for something that is incredibly bulletproof, these do work, and they're very affordable as well. First up, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint Mineral Broad Spectrum SPF of 50, and this is shade 8. And I've used this and used this and used this. I go in with just a little bit, but enough to where I feel like I'm still getting like the SPF that I'm kind of aiming for. I am somebody, if you are, you know, new here, I am very, very adamant about protecting my skin. I am 46 years old. I do have dry textured skin, larger pores. And I don't know, you guys, I feel like I look pretty damn good for my age. I feel like my skin's doing great for my age and stuff like that. And I just want to protect my skin, and this does such a good job. And you guys, I have worn this, and I've mentioned this already a couple of times. I have worn this combination for 14 plus hours. I have been in the pool with this. I have gotten caught in the rain with this, and the combination, just this product though, is enough and is beautiful. I feel like I got too much. I always keep a towel down here on my lap. I will note, if you have oily skin, I don't think I'd recommend it. Just because I'll show you in just a second before I apply the other foundation. This, even on me having very, very dry skin, you guys, I look wet. Like, it's quite dewy, quite glowy and stuff like that. So even having drier skin, if I'm only wearing this, I do set it. And you guys know I'm not normally a powder person. I don't generally feel like I have to set and stuff like that. Now in the winter time, I wouldn't set this. I would put cream blush, cream bronzer on top of this, and I would call it a day. But for summertime, and because it's so incredibly hot and muggy here, anybody else? The summer is summering, y'all. But because it is so hot and incredibly muggy here, I either powder this or I do choose to go in with the L'Oreal one, and then I also put a little bit of powder on top. So if you do have oily skin, maybe you can comment and let me know what you think of this product. But yeah, I love it. I'm raving about it. I'm going to continue raving about it. I've actually, since I did my review of this, I never watch, if I know I'm going to purchase something and review it for myself, I don't watch reviews. I never want to kind of have a biased opinion, or, you know, because I love so-and-so and they liked it, I'm just going to like it or whatever. So I never watch anybody. But with that being said, the few videos that I have watched since doing my own, people are saying I don't get any coverage, it feels really heavy on the skin, it's really streaky. I have not experienced that at all. I don't feel this at all. I think it does feel incredibly weightless. I like the level of if you're new here, I'm sorry. The level of coverage. Does it cover everything? No. I do have rosacea, have broken capillaries, you know, overall kind of uneven skin tone, but I think it's beautiful, you guys. And you guys can see I have nothing else on but that little bit of primer. And you, look, it's dewy. It's very, very dewy. So yeah, I think if you have oily skin, I would probably pass. And or just know you're gonna have to set it like this, or use a mattifying primer or something like that. But even on me, you guys, it's a little too much for summertime, for our weather here. So I go in and do a layer of this. Again, that's plenty for me. And then I'm gonna top it only because this is a little bit more kind of mattifying, if you will, and not like quite as glowy. And then I want all the protection that I can get. This is an SPF 25. This is the L'Oreal Infallible up to 32 hour. Don't wear your makeup for 32 hours. Fresh wear. This is shade 465. And I'm literally gonna take just a little bit of this. I normally work from the back of my hand so I don't get as much product. I'm gonna go in with like a half a pump. I'm gonna pop a little bit here and a little bit here. And what this does is it does give me that little bit of extra coverage in the areas where I need a little bit more coverage. And then it just kind of mattifies everything a little bit, and just, it gives me that a little bit more coverage. It gives me more of the kind of a foundation, if you will. And it just, you guys, I'm telling you, this combination, I've been in for 14 hours. I've been in the pool with this. I am telling you, your makeup is not going anywhere. I sweat. I mean, it is hot as hell here, you guys. I can sweat in this. And of course, like, it's gonna have a little bit of transfer. Like if I were sweating and just wiping with my hand, perhaps I'd have a lot of like transfer. But even the day of my husband's birthday party, which was outdoors, we were in the garage, I was sweating, like sweating from cooking. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more. But I was like sweating. And all I have to do is literally just take a paper towel and I gently press it into my skin, and then all that little bit of sweat and stuff comes up. But you guys, the actual foundation, like the actual makeup, does not go away. It is there the entire time, and I love this. And I a lot of times, because I do have rosacea, it is kind of enhanced in the summertime when I'm in the sun. From here, I'm going to take a dry sponge. But with my rosacea, if I do not put something like this on, like I'm a fan of using a skin tint with SPF as my SPF, because I do like a little bit of actual, you know, coverage, if you will, for the sake of my rosacea. Because in the sun, I get extremely red. So I like coverage. I like a little bit of something, even if I'm going, you know, to the beach, to the pool, whatever the case may be. So this, even by itself, for me to just wear on a pool day, on a beach day, it's beautiful. So now you can see everything is, I'm still pretty dewy and pretty shiny, but it's not quite as much. And then I have the additional coverage kind of where I would want additional coverage at. And then from here, I go in with my Huda Beauty powder. This is the Easy Bake powder in Cupcake. And I do like that it has the sifter. I like to go in personally with a sponge. I like the Trigwell ones. I'm gonna go in and pick up quite a bit of product, as you can see. However, because I do have dry skin and I'm just trying to take away a little bit of the shine, I like to take the excess and pat on the back of my hand. And I'm very lightly, you guys, like the tiniest little veil of powder, I would say. I'm gonna press that out. I'm gonna go back in and pick up that last little bit. I do not need to go back in and actually pick up more product. And this is enough, again, that it keeps it bulletproof, it keeps it sweat proof, it keeps it waterproof, and my makeup, again, is lasting hours and hours and hours, and it is in the very high 90s, low 100s with incredibly humid weather. So I'm gonna get up close for you guys and show you the difference here. And you can see I will for the first, and I kind of speak to this a lot. If you have drier skin, you probably have had that experience as well. You can see obviously this side looks a little drier, but as I wear this, generally in about an hour, and it's a little bit more lived in, yeah, it is perfection. I love how it looks. So you can see the difference here. I had the level of coverage that I want, but it's a little bit too dewy for me for our weather in the summertime. In the wintertime, I would leave it just like this because I love that. But you can see the difference between the two sides. And it's just perfection in my eyes, you guys. I'm gonna pick up some more powder. Again, pat it off on my hand and go in again with the tiniest little veil of powder. Now, if you do have oily skin, again, I don't know how you would feel about the e.l.f. product, but you would probably want to go in and use a mattifying primer. And obviously your skin can handle a little bit more powder. Mine cannot. And that is it, you guys. This is going to last me the entire day. This is going to last if I go out to the pool, if I go for a lake day, a beach day, if I'm standing outside or for, you know, we're having celebrations and stuff like that and we're outdoors and out in the garage. This is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. And obviously you could use a drugstore powder. The Essence powder is really, really nice. A little bit more drying than what this is on me. This is probably my favorite powder I've ever tried. It's beautiful. But otherwise, really affordable too, you guys. And then I do sometimes go in and I will set with a setting spray. I don't really feel like I need it, but you guys, yeah, if you are looking for something that is affordable, everything's easy to blend, they offer a pretty decent shade range with both of those, you know, products. Yeah, and I did this pretty much in real time with you guys, so it does not take long, but I'm telling you guys, the benefit of doing this, it's beautiful. It is incredibly beautiful and lasts forever. I would love to know what your favorite foundations are. What are your favorite drugstore foundations? And how do you keep your look bulletproof for the entire day? Specifically, if you live in a hot, humid climate. I'd like to know. I am on the road to 10,000 subscribers this year. I know I can meet that goal with your help. So if you do see this and you're not subscribed and you feel a vibe, you feel a connection, you can relate in some way, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you watch the video in its entirety, that really does help us out as creators as well. We don't ask just to ask, you guys. Engagement is super crucial for us as, you know, content creators. And of course, I'd like to keep creating content for you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you to my beautiful channel members. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.